I would rather do that than have the temperature up.
Mm-hmm.
But our poor thermostat gets whacked up and down all day long. This thermostat has really been
Shattered.
shattered. Where is that? Up there in one of those glands? Is it
Thymus or something?
thalamus?
Thalamus, yeah. It used to be that, you know, when we were living out in Stratford, I'd go outside and I'd have just a t-shirt on, and my neighbors would come out with a big heavy coat, gloves, and earmuffs and
Yeah.
tassel cap. The cold weather didn't bother me at all. Now
When it's hot, you're cold.
yeah.
And then you'll get hot. Everything has to come up. We've got to get you more shirts that open down the front
Yeah.
instead of pullovers.
Yeah. I wonder if there's any that are out that have Velcro instead of having buttons.
The way Maddie has one colored toenail, the rest of them are clear white.
Velcro doesn't do well in the dryer. If it's
Oh, that's
open,
true,
it
yeah.
just catches onto everything.
Yeah, that's true. You heard what Timmy's planning for Christmas?
No.
Are they going to be at home or Hilton Head or?
I think that they had Thanksgiving at Hilton Head, didn't they? No, that's all I heard.
I don't know. They usually. I've spent it with the Deeses, I think. That was when Brady was up so far north, but and maybe they go up there for New Year's. I don't know. I have to check in with her to
Yeah.
get home. Didn't hear from them at Thanksgiving time. So we had just talked a week or so before.
Yeah.
Well, we're so glad that you have a lovely family out here to look after you for us.
Yeah. And they do. Yeah, it's nice to be able to get together so often. You know, it's almost everybody's birthday and Mother's Day, Father's Day. You know, at least once a month it seems like we're getting together. So, and since we're the most centrally located, everybody's coming here for Christmas. Chandra coming in, and yeah, Edna called me. It was a Monday morning. She had checked. She'd done all the checking before she even talked to me about it. But about Chandra, you know, flying her in, and she told me about it, and it's like she's pleading her case, you know, and you know, wanted to fly Chandra here. So okay, just okay. Yeah, I want her here as much as you do, you know. But you know, it's just with you know, the money situation right now. Got to watch everything very closely. So, but this is, you know, more important than other things right now. So, Chandra needs to be here, and we want to have her here. So, that's the way it works in California.
So is Bill going to his family then? Or?
They're both coming here and going back to Hawaii on the same flight. Once they get here, then they're either going to go up to see his family in Fresno, either right before Christmas or right after Christmas, because Christmas is right in the middle. So Joaquin Valley.
Oh.
But yeah, it can get cool, but it's not like not in the mountains or anything.
Oh.
So.
Then it was.
No, it's just north. No, maybe like San Francisco type weather. It'll be colder than here, but not bad. That's a great bunch of people. The one problem I have throughout the course of a year, it's not on a daily basis, but there's always at least a couple times a year where I really want to, come back and, see you and get very, upset at the situation that I can't, and that you're not just a couple miles away like Edna's folks were or are.
Yeah, we lived in Dayton, and both our parents were up Cleveland, but that was only like 4 hours away.
Yeah.
Even when we lived in Detroit, that was only about a 3 to 4 hour trip.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, no interstates back then.
Yeah, that'd make it a little longer.
We had Telegraph Road leading out of town.
Yes.
We were right near there.
We had to go along the lake over to Toledo and up. We never liked Detroit. What were we there almost 3 years?
Oh, yeah, about 3 years. In a way, sometimes I hated that I left all that business there for Fairmont. I really could have killed them like I wanted to, but I got what I wanted.
Dayton seemed like a small town
Yeah.
after.
What year did you get there? It was what, 50?
3, I think.
53?
He used to take the girls and run down to see the lights of Dayton.
What, we go over to Keowee? Go over that way and then downtown?
No, we'd go right down Main Street. I can remember when there was a gas station on the corner of First Street and what's the First Street called?
Monument?
What?
Monument?
Yeah, Monument. No, I never looked back regretting going to Dayton. That always was the place to go.
There's a kind of a main cross street in DeLand, Beresford. Dad for years living in DeLand always called it Siebenthaler.
Well, I hope you didn't give anybody directions. Where's this Siebenthaler at?
Now when we try to think of roads in Dayton, boy, it takes a couple days before the cogs hit the right button. Oh, I know one thing. What was that beer tavern that everybody went to, and not everybody, the guys went to?
The girls didn't? Good question.
I know Barb would know.
Yeah. Seems me it starts
Seemed
with
like we
a,
just talked about that, and we got that ironed out, and I don't know what it is now.
that's where we had the, for our class reunion in '93, we had, everybody, you know, that's where we all got together initially. And then
Yeah.
the big thing was the next night.
I think you told us they'd really fixed it up.
Well, yeah, from what I remember in high school,
Must have changed hands.
oh, I can't think of the name of it. It's not like Bud's Tavern or, it'll just pop
Yeah, I know.
very soon, but,
Well, I've gone through the whole alphabet, and I haven't got anything warm.
Well, that's still a big question mark then.
yeah. One thing I wanted, something for you two to think about, of course you know about the plans, but I don't know if, you know, if they're gonna fit into yours, but next, summer, you know, we're gonna be in, get caught?
Caught. Oh, okay, I'm uncaught.
Yeah, gonna be in, Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be going to Maui and Kauai, and also going to the Arizona Memorial. So I've never been to Oahu other than the airport, so
Oh.
we may end up spending one day there,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe 2 days. Who knows? You know, but
I guess it's been expanded probably since we were there.
Mhm.
I don't remember seeing a movie there, do you? They must have built some kind of an auditorium.
yeah, not on the
We
memorial.
just went
but-
around in a big launch.
Yeah.
Yeah, they still do that as
Take
far
it.
as taking you out to the memorial, but at the center where the parking lot is and all that, that's where they
Mm.
do the movie and all that, so. So, you know, if that can be arranged, you know, certainly, I guarantee a good time.
Well, we'll think on it. We'd love to be there.
You've been officially invited, so leave it up to you.
After this last hot summer, Dad said, we're not gonna stay in Florida next year. We got a card from Doris Benfer, from up in, New Hampshire. I know she and John had gone up there. And this is the first time gotten a card that she had gone back. She said it's so cool up in the mountains.
Well, there's never been a time that I can remember in Hawaii that it was ever too hot, as long as you weren't in the sun, you know, as long as you're in the shade. That's, you know, one thing we noticed, it was either the last time or the time before that, whenever we walk, you know, regardless of which side of the street, doesn't matter, it's where's the shade. You know, and then you walk on, you know, you're always walking to shady spots. You know?
Right.
It's like a big dot puzzle, you know, point 1 to point 2 to point 3. Always in the shade.
Because the sun is so intense there.
Yeah.
And Myrtle Beach, oh, that sand, I remember was so hot.
Yeah, it's just so much hotter than Florida is saying. I
Yeah.
don't understand that.
Whiter.
Well, it should reflect it more.
Well, it sure held it more too.
You know what, one of the reasons, if there was more moisture under than the sun heating the moisture, might make the the sand hot too.
It's hard to walk in it from your blanket to the water, I remember. You'd wear thongs that far to the blanket and then dash to the water. Remember when we could dash to the water?
Now, all these tapes that you got there, Dan, they're ready to go. We don't have to rewind them. Okay.
Nope. They're recorded, labeled, and ready for the mail.
So all we have to do is put a little Christmas tag on them or something, or write a little note and put them in an envelope. Take them to the P.O.
That's probably the only Christmas card we're going to send out this year.
Right.
Well, I want to thank you two for participating. It made it that much better.
It was fun, seeing how it was done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Well, it's just like you were meticulous about the catering business and the food that you served. That's the way I am with the music I write. Or I should say record. It's amazing to have the equipment to work with to produce something like that.
And know what to do with it when you actually get it.
Yeah, one of these days maybe I'll know everything about that equipment. But right now I just use what I need. There's certainly a lot more to work with.
Well, a lot of things coming up. Gonna have a new baby in the family.
Yeah. Well, that'd be grandchild number, no,
Great-grandchild number 5.
Number 5.
And then Barb will graduate in May. Who knows what the new year holds?
Yeah. Yeah, it is going to be an interesting one, that's for sure.
Am I?
Yeah. My feet are getting frozen.
Want to put this around your feet now? Mine are finally cooling off.
Just have Maddie lay on them. Yes, I mentioned your name.
You mentioned my name in Sheboygan. Wiggles.
Wiggle butt.
Wiggles or Flapper?
Oh,
Right, okay.
how soon are you gonna get what are you gonna get, a cat?
Barb has one for us.
Oh, that's right.
And she's going to come up the night before she heads for Virginia. Probably bring us a kitten. And she says, you ought to get another one too, because they're so much fun to watch. I don't know.
Well, it might not be a bad idea.
I can remember when Dan was real little, he's sitting on his kneeling and doing something over here, and the little kitten started up behind him, and he started backward, and Barb's hand reached that kid, pulled it out of harm's way, but it had been squashed.
Whatever happened to that cat? Because it had kittens.
Right. And I was going to, what was I going? Take him to the pound?
Take him to the pound, yeah.
On my way, I went to a bridge lesson at the Y on Salem, and I cracked the window in the car, and it didn't seem like it was enough for the, what was it, Buffy?
I don't know, we've had a Muffy, Buffy.
Blackie, Whitey.
And when I came out, the mother cat was gone, and only the kittens were there. I looked around and called her, but never found her, so I just went on with the kittens.
She was very protective of those kittens, too. You probably heard the story about when she had her kittens. And we had built a nice little area in the utility room where Sal had her pups later. And she ignored that. She went and she had them underneath our bed. So Mom would put them all back in the utility room. And a little while later, she'd come prancing by with one in her mouth and one at a time back under the bed. That was home.
That's where they were born, and that's where they were going to stay. Sally was prettier than you were.
Well, get your jacket.
I can turn the heat up too.
I think I'm making a mistake using these pants unless that airplane is nice and warm.
Well, they give you blankets. Blankets.
Look what I can do with that right arm now.
Find a hole. There. Nice cool jacket, right?
Yes. See if I can warm it up a little bit. You go upstairs. I can I go.
Well, get 'em.
I'll just move the blanket first, Dad. That's why.
Yeah, that's why. That's a good reason.
Off he goes into the wild blue yonder.
So again, ignoring everybody and having a nice snooze.
Yeah, she's found her spot.
Well, just glad that you've been able to maintain your health.
Right.
Dan, your computer is on.
It is?
What's on when I was up there?
Computers. Oh well.
time.
I just wonder where these thoughts of going hunting,
Yeah.
where does that come from?
He just wants to do what he used to do.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see some of that, but it's like, I mean, I'd like to play football again, but, yeah, it's like,
reality.
yeah, ain't gonna happen. And then even, what was it, a couple days after his shoulder problem, he was talking about that. I think, yeah, I can just see you with a 12 gauge up against that right shoulder. And, he agreed, he'd blow it off. That's no doubt about it.
Yeah, they're talking about getting a hunting dog again. That's why I want him to be busier, because he just sits and ponders and wants to move.
Oh, I do have a couple other suggestions for you too. As far as washing the car, take it to a car wash. You know?
Oh, we enjoy that.
Oh, okay. Well, when you're talking about, you have to get out all the hose, it gets part way through, then you have to finish it. I mean, it's like.
Yes, but the next time maybe he can do more, see, so.
Oh, I was thinking in terms of maybe smaller, more portable tasks, not these, big things.
Well, it all works out.
Yeah.
He just wants to be useful and helpful, and if I can help him be useful and helpful, why, as long as I can.
Mine.
What?
I got my package. Oh, I was just wondering, did we bring 3 big suitcases, the one on wheels and our other 2 little ones?
Yes,
I didn't
they're all
realize
on the
that.
bed.
Yeah, so we.
The train case, the flowered case, and the one, gray.
Oh, I didn't brush my teeth when I was up there. We were going to eat pretty soon anyway.